This is our new Trading Partner Manager. The Trading Partner Manager is on the Lobster data platform, on the administration here at Trading Partner Manager. If I click on that, then the new page Trading Partner Manager setup will appear. There you'll see already a registered environment that is shown here with the registered. The setup has information itself, so the status is registered. We have the date of the connected by. This is at the moment empty. That's me and the collaboration ID. That is the unique ID of the system. That is the name. Here you have the connect to status. At the moment, it's connected because it's operational from our Lobster data platform to the Trading Partner Manager. You can of course refresh it because that is always ping from our local Lobster data platform to the Lobster Trading Partner Manager. The Trading Partner Manager is a useful managed service from Lobster that runs redundantly in the Lobster cloud. As you will see in our showcase, the operating concepts, interfaces, and workflow are implemented with the Lobster orchestration tools as part of our new supply chain of collaboratives. Trading Partner Manager is a dedicated service included in all Lobster data platform plans. If I click now on the green button, Open Trading Partner Manager, then a new login appears because we are logging into the collaboration server, or it's also named as our Trading Partner Manager. I use here my Active Directory login, and then I can choose the setup, switch to my data apps, and then I am in the environment details of my connected Lobster data system. This is the name of my system. It's the beta here. I've got the URL platform beta test.lobster-cloud, the system ID that we have seen before, and of course we can activate it or deactivate it. Then we have two more tabs here. First, the certificates. Certificates are here at the moment too. We can of course here add some more by a plus, or we can delete it. Here you see, for example, already a certificate that is from our beta test service. It's a dedicated serial number. If I take a look back on the Lobster data platform that we had before and go to Partners under the section Administrations, I have here some certificates, and here on top I have the beta test certificate. Here you have the ID that is used by the Lobster Daring Party Manager. Now go back to the Trading Partner Manager. This is the idea that you have seen certificate ID with this local serial number. So this certificate can be used for some connections like AS2, SFTP and OFTP2 for this. Now with this certificate, I can now configure some protocols. Here you see AS2 already. So we have to choose communication protocols AS2, OFDP and SFDP. For AS2, the communication port is standardized 443, and here we have the server UAL that the trading partner can use. We of course can choose incoming, outgoing, or only outgoing. At the moment I leave it as incoming and outgoing. It is possible to require firewall setting. That means that our system is hidden by a firewall for security issues. And of course, I can also add an outgoing public IP address. That could be, for example, this one. And of course, I can add the certificate that I showed you already from our Lobster beta system. I can now also click the usage reason. We have the possibility by encryption and TLS. And I can switch on encryption, then I can save it. I can also add another communication protocol. I can select here OFDP2. I can add my partner Odette ID. This is an example. We have said standard communication port 6619. We have the server URL, that under this URL, we are reachable by our trading partner. And of course, we can also specify the data flow direction incoming or outgoing. We can also take on firewall settings on or off. I will leave it on off, can add also the IP address. I take the same. And of course, we can choose a required certificate. For this, I have to press a button plus and select also one certificate. I take the same certificate for encryption. Then I add a third protocol. Now I choose the left protocol. It's SFTP. For this communication port, it's done up to 222, and now I have here the server URL already inside. Now I'm only selecting incoming traffic. I add also my IP address, then I add certificate. Now I am choosing the second one. And it's possible for encryption that depends also on the certificate. If I choose the other one, perhaps sometimes it could be happen that is TLS and encryption also possible. So I saved it. And now these configured protocols is all ready to use for my connections. But first, I would like to add some additional information on my company. First, I would like to have to add another colleague like John Doe. And his email address is john.doe@lobster.de. His role as a customer user as my M, and the preferred language could be English or German. I leave it as English now. And then I can invite him. Now he is here on the list and can be edited again. On the next tab, it is possible to add some legal and privacy from my company. Therefore, we can manage data's legal content. Privacy regulations such as GDPR and ADV cover wide areas such as the protection, legal data, and more. For this, it is possible to choose 3 possibilities. First, it is possible to add a link or enter manual or upload a PDF. First, we take a look on the ad via link. For this, it is possible, for example, to have such a link where the policies are reachable. And then I can make it mandatory for my trading partners to accept that the other possibilities is entered manually. For this, you can describe it manually here in that editor. For example, with my company Checker Logistics, I can add here some information manually and, of course, can take it on to make it mandatory for my trading partner. For the third possibility, I can upload a PDF. And you can, of course, drag and drop it. For this, I take it here, our Lobster data processing agreement. And for the second one, for the data processing agreement, first I took here the description, and then I took the data processing agreement. Take it off for mandatory, and then I can save it. So now I'm prepared for my trading partner connections. For this, I click here on my connections, click here, Add Connections, and then I can choose any company I would like. So I copy and paste the company name like here, Checker Logistics Ltd for this. I create a name, for example, Richard Do, company email address. I have to use my to keep it working. And then I can say, OK, now what kind of languages in German? I will leave it as English. Here you can see the general data protection regulations that we uploaded, and before. If I click here, then the file appears. I have to do it now again. Copy and paste C. Then I can make here the communication channels. So I use the communication channels that I configured under my Lobster connected LDPS here. So I have here several channels that I can select. I would like to have on my Lobster data platform that is the beta, and then I can choose the configured communication protocols. Here I only want to use AS2, and the data flow direction is incoming and outgoing. That's all I save that? Then I have the possibility of the preview of the email that will be sent to my trading partner. So here you see the name, so you see the company, the email address, and then the generated one-time password. And here you see, of course, the environment. It's beta, it's the communication channel AS2, and the direction is incoming and outgoing. So now I send a connection to my trading partner. For this, I get now an email. I go to my email. It takes the time. For this, I go to a new private window. Now I reached my email. To take a look on that, it is here, as I showed already. Now I can do the login. So I copy the link for my browser, get a redirect here to my Lobster Trading Partner Manager. For this, I have to create now a password. I have to type it twice. Send it, and now I have to log in again with the user I created, with the email address and with the password that I set up right a few seconds ago. Then log in. Then I have to agree the legal consent, because here are the general data protection regulations. So that means if I click here, then I get the PDFs that was uploaded by the customer. And now I have to agree it. Now I have here also the setup guide. So the first topic is already done except the privacy agreement. Now I can verify my company data. For this, I have the possibility to click here on my company. Here I see my company name, so I can also add my address. I can put it here. Also the zip code and the city. I can select the country. I can put on also the GLN number if I have one. Or of course, of also the ODET YD for the protocol OFTP2. I can save that. I can also use another user if I am not the only one. I can invite my colleague. For this, I can use, for example, John Doe. And invite him now, he's also in the list. That's it with the company details. Then I can switch to my connections. Here, I see from my partner, for my customer of one channel, if I double-click, then I see it is the protocol AS2 incoming and outgoing. I can here see the information from my customer. Here, I see it's a protocol type. At the moment, it's inactive. I can here, for example, download the certificate, and then can I use it for my setup? I can also generate local ID, password, remote URL, and I can do connection test. If you go back, I can also upload a certificate. That means I can add my own certificate. For this, I can also drag and drop here my certificate and upload it. So now it says, it's an invalid one. Can add another one. This is a valid one. And I can use it. If I double-click it here, I have the serial one. I have a description. I have now the possibility here on the My Communication channel that is requested to download the test file. And of course, I can also start a test. I can here also put some IP address from my outgoing endpoint. and then configure my AS2 channel on my software to get this connection working. That's all. Thank you for watching.